Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Stacy's Crafty Jam, to this very special video that I'm doing. Thank y'all for joining me today. What we're doing is, what are we doing? This is part 3 of how to make a simple journal. And I'm using sacks, paper lunch sacks, to create this. And I was invited by the very amazing Karen Gibson, who has a Facebook group called For Love of Paper. And for you ladies in that group and that know about that group, I welcome you and thank you for joining me. Yeah, but she had asked me to do this a few months ago, and and I told her, sure, anytime I get a chance to inspire anybody, yeah, I'm down for that always. Yeah, so we started part 1 was making the journal with the paper sack, and I had told you that you needed a giant. Well, if you're going to recreate this, you need what is called giant paper sacks, lunch sacks that I get at Walmart. But you can use any. This is all adaptable. You can use any size sack that you want. You just would adapt your journal pages, to fit in that sack. But in part 1, we made the journal and we bound. We put our what we call a signature, our journal pages together. You're gonna see these papers that I'm using are from Line Dot Arrow and Nonstop Paper Crafts. It's a collaboration kit, and I call it Buzz into Spring. If you want to play with these papers and use these papers, those links are going to be down below. But like I told you, you can cover your project and use any papers you want: book pages, scrapbook paper, uh, Stamperia, which is like scrapbook paper. You can use anything you want. Adapt this into the style you want, and that makes you happy. But in part 1 we made this. Part 2, I call these a journal in a bag. Okay, and so I make the journal with one of the sacks, and then I make the bag out of another sack, and we did this in part 2. And I showed you in part 2 how the journal fits down into the sack, and so hence brilliant of me to say journal in a bag. No, yeah, no, I'm not. There's no brilliance going on here, but what we have going on here is a lot of fun. So let's have some fun today, and the fun part to me is the decorating. I mean, I find it fun to put the journal together, but decorating is my favorite part. I don't know about y'all. But we made this in part 2, and you've got your pocket here that tags or whatnot would go in. I think I decided I like that pop of red, but I just don't know if I like it standing up so tall. So I may end up putting other stuff in there. So that's going to the side because we're not working on that today. You see all this stuff I got surrounded by. We're going to decorate this journal, and and oh, the other thing we did with this journal is I left the tops of the sacks open that you could put tags in. There's one here, and there's one here as well. I get my fat fingers in it. Yeah, and there's one here. So you got openings at the top, but you can close your you can close up your sack and not have that. Always options. Always options, right? So we're going to decorate. I like when I do see how pretty these papers are. I love this. I love these kits. But I love pink is my jam. Okay. So this yellow and brown and green thing, It's a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Normally, this journal would be made using pinks and creams and that kind of thing. But so maybe that's what you like. Maybe you like blues. Maybe you like purples. You do you. And make it your own, and make you something that makes your heart happy. But I like to put pockets or some kind of cool element in the front and the back of my journals. But it's pretty just like it is. And any papers I used, I cover this silly thing with book pages. I think book pages are gorgeous, and yeah. But you can but we'll what we do today, all this to say, what we do today can be adapted into your style with your papers and with what you do. Okay, what I'm thinking I want to do is, we're keeping it simple, right? And yeah, so I have this lace in my stash, and I'm not sure this might be in my shop. We have so many laces in the Two Sister Jam shop, and yeah, I'm not sure. Uh, if you're interested, you can go check that out. See, or maybe I should see before I publish this video and tell you. Yeah, duh. Okay, but the shop link for Two Sister Jam is down below too, if you're interested in cool vintage items and laces and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to put a lace pocket. You can't get much simpler than that. We're just gonna boom, bam, put it down. That's all there is to it. The way I do a lace pocket is I'll start like see, I can't do that because see, it's kind of cut there like that. So that's a no bueno. So I want to start with a straight. Let me get my scissors. I want to start with a straight edge here. And I'm not always good with cutting straight. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you on that. But let me see if I can accomplish that. It's a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus. Let me see. I didn't do it. Okay. Let me see if I did it. And but I start with a straight. No, I didn't cut it straight. Yeah, this is a thing for me. It is an actual thing that I just but I can't put lace on a trimmer, right? So if I could put it on a paper trimmer, I'd be in like Flynn. Oh, I think I might have done it. Okay, so I want to start with a as flat of a straight of an edge there as I can. And so that's what I got there. And then what I'm going to do is cut me off a hunk. And yeah, so that's not straight for sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lace down right here like so. You could sew this if you sewed. But keep in mind that if you were to sew this, your tags, if you have a tag, it's only going to go down, well, no, it'll go all the way down because you would only sew the from here and there, but it's going to show here, so I don't want there to be showing here, so I'm not going to sew my lace in. But you could I'm going to use, I always use Fabri-Tac any who, but I'm definitely using Fabri-Tac when it comes to lace, because, I don't want it to come up on me. I'm coming away. I'm putting a strip of glue down, and I'm keeping, let me get my, I want to be able to zoom in. I'm keeping my glue away from my spine, okay? And then I'm going to lay some glue down here on the bottom. Yep. And then that's what I'm doing so far. And that's how I start a lace pocket. Yep. There is a right and a wrong way to lace, and I am the worst at finding it. I promise you. I am not good at finding the right and the wrong of lace. But it's all pretty. The back and the front of lace, right? So I lay that down like that, and I just kind of pat it, because that glue's going to come up on your fingers, right? And I'm gonna do that. The reason I don't cut this other side here is because of my inability to cut straight. Let me get my other scissors. Maybe they'll work better. And I'm going to cut my lace. Let me get something here. That'll hold me down. That'll hold her down. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to pull it kind of tight, and I'm using the side of my journal to help me get it right. Help me get it straight. All right. So I think I did it. I did it. Okay, so now I'm going to glue down this other side. And then that's it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to cut these strings from this sewing. The other thing I like about lace pockets, not only are they pretty, then functional, but you can see through them. I can still see my pretty paper. Yeah, I love that. So, it checks a lot of boxes for me, But I try to pull it tight, not too tight, but, get it to where it's not, bubbling in the middle there. And if I see, I'm going to let this glue set. I'm going to let this glue set. Y'all will notice that I will not have a pesty Fiona bugging us. I put her in my bedroom. She was a meowing at me. I'm like, well, tough. You were bugging me at the last video. She's trying to knock stuff down. So she's in a timeout in my bedroom is what she is. Oh, thank you, Lord. Okay. So there you go. That's it. How pretty, if I get my big fat arm out of the way, how pretty is that? And see, you can still see, let me back up. You can still see the pretty paper, right? I love it. And then let's see. Maybe this tag would look good in it. Ooh, the red with the black with the papers. This might be where that tag needs to go, right? So, and I can put a couple of things in there, So yeah, that's easy breezy. The other thing I do, and I mentioned this in the first video, is I like to put laces on the edges of my paper. I that's just something pretty that I do in my journals. And yeah. Oh, I'm trying to back up. Yeah, that's just something pretty that I do in my journals. Most well, I gotta say, every journal I've ever made, I've done this too. And I like to sew on them. But of course, like I've told you many times in these videos, these last 3 videos, that sewing is an option. It's not a, you don't have to. But I do like it, but the very first one of these I made, I did not sew in, so let's look at this one. What would you do? Okay, but let me back up. If you're using a digital kit, but almost every digital kit is going to come with pockets. Like these are the pockets that are part of this kit. And all I did was sew around them. I'll probably add some, maybe some elements to it, maybe, but they're pretty just like they are, right? And the cool thing with digitals is that all you do is fold on the lines, and then you glue it down. That's it. That's the beauty of a digital, is it's a kit. It comes with pockets. But what do you do if you don't want to use that, or if you don't have that? Well, here's the lace pocket. That's one idea. Another idea is to make a pocket with a book page. I'm going to do that. That's what we're about to do. I chose this German book page. This is very, very vintage. We're talking 1800, early 1900 vintage book page. So it's not like cardstock or anything. You know, it's pretty old. So if I put that down all by itself, and you know, you go to take your tag in and out, it's gonna tear. It's probably gonna tear your paper. So you'd either want to, a couple of things you could do. You're either gonna want to double or triple up your book pages. Even if you're not using a vintage book page, you're going to want to do that, because book pages, over the course of time of taking a tag in and out, you're gonna get that ripped. You know, you don't want that. So if you're going to use a book page, you just keep that in mind. You're going to want to double or triple up the book pages. Okay, that means you're going to glue your pages together. The other thing that you could do is just use some pretty cardstock, some color coordinating cardstock that matches, or some pretty paper. You could do that. The first thing you're going to do, take whatever you're wanting to use, be it the book pages, the pretty paper, or the cardstock. Take it and determine where it is you want your pocket to be. I want this little girl to be poking out. I do not want to cover her up. That would be sad. And so I'm going to keep my pocket right about that height. So do I measure? No, I do not. So I'm going to mark where I want to cut. I know that my pocket can't go any further than that. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, we're going to put what we call gussets on this pocket. Okay. So we are going to do a little measuring. Let me show you how to do that. And when I say gussets, I mean these little, well, this isn't a good example. This one would be. I mean these little flaps on either side here, and this one at the bottom. And what that allows is, instead of just gluing down something flat, it gives me the ability to add tags that have more embellishment, or more than one tag inside my pocket, because my pocket has some room to expand. And so we're gonna make a pocket similar to this right now. So I've measured. So I know I want my pocket to be about that width. Okay. Now I have to allow for the gussets on either side, and I always allow them to be a ½ inch on either side. So now we're going to do a little bit of measuring. I'm using my mat as my measuring stick. So that's, we'll just say right there is, well, let me do this. Okay. We're going to come an inch over from the mark that we made. And that's going to be about right there. Right there is where I'm going to make my cut, because my pocket's going to be there. And this between here and here gives me the allowance for those what I call gussets on either side. Okay. So let's make that cut first. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you're enjoying this process. And if you know how you've done this before, seen it, done it type thing, then awesome. You know, awesome. Maybe tell me some things that I don't already know, because I'd love to learn some things. All right. So I know my pocket's going to go from here to there, And then you see how I've got the room here and here. Those are my gussets. Now I'm going to measure top to bottom. I'm going to have my pocket about there. Yep. I like that. So I know I want my pocket to go to here. So I made a mark. That's the depth I want my pocket to be. Okay. We're going to, once again, do that mark that we just did for a gusset, you know, for it to, so I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch. Well, about there. And then that's where my pocket is, from here to there. From here to there. And then this from here to there is this part of the pocket. So we're gonna cut that. And I'm making my pocket out of this cardstock. That's my base. And then I'm gonna put this on top as like basically decoration. You know, this is my sturdiness, and then this is my prettiness. I don't even know if that makes sense. Okay. So we've got a square here, and we're good to go. I know I want my pocket to go to this mark. Let me make that clearer. Let me make my marks clearer so that you can see, because it's on dark cardstock. I know I want my pocket from here to be that wide. Okay. All right. I'm going to use my little trusty scoreboard, but you don't have to have a scoreboard. You can do yours with you can fold your paper, or, you know, yourself, or you can use a ruler and your bone folder or something like that. So here we are. I'm going to come in a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to score. I'm going to come in. Let me get my paper back. I want to make sure I'm good, because now that's my gusset, and I know I want my pocket. Okay, I'm gonna readjust this. I want my pocket to go that wide. So I know my pocket's going to go from here to there. So now I'm going to score on my mark I just made. And my pocket with my gusset, well, should fit. Let's see. Let's make sure. I hope so. Yay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Now it's a matter of doing the gusset at the bottom. Yep. And we're coming down here. I know I wanted to be about right there. So I made a mark, because that's going to be the width, the length of my pocket. And it is right where my mark was. And I'm going to score it there. I'm going to score it that. So here we go. I've got that, and I've got that. But what you find here is that this little section here, we don't need it. It makes it bulky, and we don't need that. And if you'll notice on this one, that's why you have the angles. Okay. So what I do is I come in and I just kind of cut it. I just kind of cut an angle. Don't go all the way, you know, don't cut into your pocket. But you want to do something like that. After you do this a few times, you're going to find it is extremely simple. The other thing I do, you don't have to, but it does help. And that's to cut a little angle there too. No measuring, just cut you a little angle. You know, they don't have to match because you're not going to see them. So you're going to fold these in. You're going to fold that up. And now, voila, we have just made this is on the digital, cut and go. And then what we did is we just made one. That easy. That easy. And you could do this, and you could do this in any size, any height, however you like. You know, you can adjust it. It's very, very, very flexible and easy to do. All right, let me look at my situation here and make sure I'm right where I want to be, and I am. So what I want to do now is put my book page on here. So let me. I'm going to get my trusty tear ruler. I think this time, instead of doing that jagged tear, I'm just going to use my straight. No, I want to do jagged. Change my mind. So I'm going to tear my paper. And I'm going to look where I need it to be. I can't work with it all gusseted. All right. I know I want to tear. Yep. So we're going to tear on either side of my text there. You're just going to either cover it with whatever you want, or if you make the pocket out of your paper. See, I'm using this book page, so I have to make the sturdy part, or if you're already using a pretty piece of cardstock, your job is done. You know, you don't have to go through these steps of figuring out what you want to cover it with. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, leave it to Stacy now to have to go the extra step. Oh, but yeah, I get to play and it's fun. So yeah, that's how I see it. Let me see if I did it right. And I did. So now I want to determine where I want to do the next tear. And it's going to be about right. See how quiet I got? About right there. I think that's good. That's going to be about good. And I should be right on the money. And I am. Yay. Oh, pressure's on. All right. Now, I want to ink my book page because I like to ink. And, that ruler. And book pages tend to be very brittle, especially these vintage ones. So, another tip for you would be to put your paper up against something sturdy, you know, like some cardstock. And like, I'm just going to use the back of this this pocket, you know, it's perfectly fine. And I'm going to ink it that way so that I don't rip my brittle paper. Yeah. But yet I get my book page inked, you know. And or if I didn't have the back of this pocket to use, I could have just gotten some scrap cardstock and used it, you know. Easy, no big deal. All right. Now this is brown, but I'm gonna go ahead and ink on brown. I don't know that you could see it, but you can a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink. I need to erase my pencil mark right there. You know, it's just the details, you know. I don't know that you're going to see the pencil mark really, but I can looking at it. I can see my pencil mark just a tiny bit. You know, I can't even, I'm looking at the camera and I can't see it. But I see it enough that it bugs me. So off it goes. Off it goes. Off with your head. Okay. So you can see that little bit of that ink, you know. So yeah, that was worth it. So now we're gonna put down our book page. But again, if you've used a pretty piece of cardstock or or book pages that you've doubled up, you know, you don't have to go through this step of whatever, you know, of covering it with this. But this is just what I'm doing here. Yeah, our shop, TwoSisterJam, has really got some amazing book pages. I'm so blessed to just reach over, rifle through our, you know, browse through our stuff, you know. I can't. I remember the day when all I had was a Walmart paper pad, you know, and and a pair of scissors. I remember. So yeah, I'm so grateful. Okay, you know, and here I am with my Fabri-Tac. I'm moving my page around. I told you about how I like my Fabri-Tac. Or, you know, a lot of people use 3-in-1 too. I think it's about the same. All right. I like to do it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Can't blame that on the cat. All right. Now I like to put a thumb notch in there, and because it helps you to get things out of a pocket. And the way I do that is I find my center. I find the center of that. And I just put it down on my little you put it on a ruler. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So this is my center. Yep. So we got 1. So about right there is my center. Let me look. Let me look at it. Yep. That's about center. Close enough. I'm using 1.5 inches. I probably should use my 2-inch punch. But do I want a 2-inch punch? Yeah, I think I do. Let's go for it today. If I can find my 2-inch punch. Where'd she go? She's far away. Far away. Okay, where'd she go? So I'm gonna punch it again, because this time I'm gonna do a 2-inch. There, that looks better. Yep. 1.5 would have worked, but I'm being particular. I'm being particular today. And then I'm gonna ink up my little thumb notch. And then at this point, it's pretty just like it is, I think. But we can decorate it too. But before I get into details like that, why don't we look at our cover? I like to add pockets to my journal pages, not all of them, but you know, here sporadically I'll add a pocket in this page, and I'll add you know, just different elements. Sometimes I put little scrappy notebooks in my notebook. Or in my journal pages. I like to use flips in my journal pages, where when you're flipping through the book, the pages, the journal pages, something you have a something that flips out. I like to use envelopes for that. Yep, I do. You just take an envelope and cover it up alter it, what we call alter. And yeah, you have made a flip. You'll glue the the flap part of the envelope, you know, the lid part of the envelope. You'll glue it to one side of the page, and basically the envelope sandwiches the 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 page. The other thing is I made these little corner huggers. That was in another video, but you could do something like this, and then we can tuck elements up in there. That's an idea. Um, the envelope flips. Let me see, what else do I got up here? Here's a pocket I made out of a sack. All I did was alter it. I'll put this down on a page. A tag goes in there. I could glue it here, here, and here. Something could go in this way. Glue it this way. Another tag goes behind and inside. That's an idea. What else we got? Here's a little matchbook I made. I would glue this down, and this is an element on a page. You know, the possibilities are endless for journal pages, guys. But if you're working with a digital, then yeah, I'll put a pocket here, and I'll put a pocket here, you know, and so on and so forth. You know, adding the trim on the pages is something that you could do, like I showed you. You even if you don't sew, you can still add the trim, glue it down, and that's an option. Your flips, your pockets, just all of that. All of that is endless possibilities. Yep. And I like lots of options. Okay, why don't we do the cover? How am I going to do this cover? Well, I have this scrap of lace. My sister gave this to me. It came off of I don't even know, like a wreath or something. Anyway, it's a perfect color. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. So let's maybe lay that down there. Well, wait. Let's stop the presses. Let's look at this. What if I did this first? Because y'all know from my last video, I like to layer. So what if I did that? Let me get some clips. This is trying to open on me. I need it to get out of my way. Okay. What if I did something like that? And then I did something like that. And then, does she stop? No. Why would I stop? That's crazy talk. And then I did something like this. This is some lace from my shop. And I did my sister and I's shop. And I did something like that. What do y'all think? I think I like this. And then I'm going to have it kind of coming off, you know, a little bit like into the spine part here, maybe. Yeah, I think I like that. And then I tore. I could have cut around the thing, but I tore it because I told y'all, I like that whole shabby, grungy vibe thing. And I like this little element there. And then I cut this out of the kit. And but let's say you didn't have this stuff from the kit. Maybe you got a vintage photo that could go here. Let me see. I got a vintage photo right here. That one's too big. Let me see. I got another one here. Okay. What if I took this little cutie and I cut around that and I put him on there? Wouldn't that be cute? I don't like, personally, I like cheesecloth a lot. So I'm thinking I want to ink around my little white edges here. I want to put some cheesecloth on here. And I think that this is my cover. That's what I think I want to do. So let's just start laying it down. But you don't have the digitals, then, get a photo. Get just get a focal image. That's kind of the way I approach a cover. Like, this is my focal image. Your focal image could be that vintage photo. It could be a pretty sticker. Just the possibilities are totally endless. And where do I get ideas? From y'all. That's where I get it. I get them from y'all. That's where I get it. Do y'all talk like me? I would hope not. Oh, what is it, a y'all? Stacy. Okay. So what if I did that? I'm trying to get my placement down, and I did that. Yep, that's gonna work. So I'm gonna mark where I want to glue. I want to glue there. I want to glue here. I want to glue here. I'm going underneath this lace. So I've made these little marks where I know I want my glue to go. I need help. I need help. So I give myself little barometers. And of course I'm using the Fabri-Tac. And if I see that something needs to be glued down that isn't, it's not a problem. I can come in there and get her done. Okay. So we're going to lay this down here. I'm going to start with the bottom because there we go. All right. So there we are. This is still flopping, so I'm probably needing some glue there. I could see I need some glue here. I can see I need glue here. I'm good with that. Okay. And I'm good with this hanging off the edge here, because I'm going to wrap that around there. I'm going to cut this like so. I'm going to get rid of that little extra. I'm going to glue this. So I pretty much just get myself a starting point for the glue, And then I just come in and I want that to, I'm going to hold it for a minute. There, we're good. I think I want to glue this down here because I don't want it coming up on me later. Whoever gets the journal, because this is going to be part of the giveaway for my 2K 2000 subscriber thing. So I want whoever gets the journal to not have issues. Yep. So let me glue this. Let me glue here. And we're wrapping this little baby around. You don't have to get this intricate when you do your, not that this is intricate or nothing, but, you could just really, it was pretty just like it was, honestly. But I just always have to have more. That's my motto. Okay. See how pretty that is even right there? Just, oh, yeah. Okay. This Fabri-Tac, it goes down pretty quick, you know, or it holds down pretty quick. I mean, it's not, I have a little bit of time, but the good thing about 3-in-1 and Fabri-Tac is it'll put your, it'll adhere pretty fast, you know. There we are. That's layer, well, let me get my glue here, because I'm wrapping this around too. And I've always called it Fabri-Tac and 3-in-1 kind of like the cement for paper. It'll hold down a Mack truck usually. Okay, so there. That's layer 1. And now we're looking at layer 2. And this time, I'm going to let my lace, I'm going to do a little number like that. And then this lace is going to come around, all the way around, like that. Okay? So, I'm going to get my glue. But for me, it's about layering. And this particular lace came off of a wreath. You know those wreaths, those little, like embroidery hoops, and they'll have lace all around the embroidery hoop, and then a little something in the middle. That's what this came off of. Yeah. So I mean, you can find any amount of what people consider to be junk at your thrift stores, and in your garage, in your own stash. So yeah, that's what junk journaling is about. Don't you love it? I do. All right. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start laying down this glue to put down my lace there. And the other cool thing about what I'm doing here is it definitely holds down my signature. Not that my signature was going anywhere, but it sure ain't now. Sure isn't now. Okay, I'm gonna cut right here because I don't want to cover up. I like that. I like that right there. I like that little piece right there. So I don't want to cover that up. Yeah, my hands get glue all over them. I don't mind that, be honest with you. It feels fun. It feels fun to me. Okay, we're gonna give this a trim. And a trim. And I like the fact that it's a little wonky. That it's, going like a little all over. It's not perfect. I like that. That's my style. What's your style? What's your favorite? Tell me in the comments. What is your favorite style? I am all about some grunge and some shabby. I would have said no to grunge when I first started. I would have said no, it's messy. But I don't know, I've evolved, I've evolved. Okay, now we're going to lay down this lace. This pretty lace from my shop. And this one is going to go all the way around. I'm going to give myself, I got to give myself some room to work. All right, here we go with glue again. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. I think it will. I think it will. Okay. I'm trying to find right where I want to put it. Okay, before I go smishing it down. Okay. I'll come back in and add glue where I need to, just like I did before. Okay. We're going to trim where we need to. Like right here. I'm going to trim this right here. Trim that right there like that. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to trim that like that. And then we're going to lay this down all the way. Yeah, we are. So here goes. Oh, I'm right in your face. Right in your face. Sorry. Wasn't paying attention. I'm so into what I'm doing right now. Okay. And we're going to put some glue here. Ooh, doggies, I need to go turn my heat off. The sun must be out like a champ. It's getting warm in my house. It was in the 30s this morning. Crazy talk. Crazy talk for Texas, that's for sure. In late March. We're not supposed to have 30s. But we did. Okay. Well, I said I didn't want to cover that up, but I did. Oh, well. All good. Casualty of war. Okay, now I'm going to lay down the rest of this lace. Yeah, I go through a little bit of Fabri-Tac. You can't imagine. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put some glue here. I think I'm going to cut this here, like so. Oh, goodness gracious, she's pretty. Okay, now we got little pieces of lace that I will need to tack down. But for now, we're good. I'm not kidding y'all. I am burning up right now. I'm going to pause this video and go turn that heat off. Lord have mercy. Okay, much better. Much better. Oh, had to take my jacket off and everything. Okay, now we're going to put down this element. We're almost there, guys. We're almost home. I'm going to go in and add some trims to the journal pages. You know, some of those laces and stuff. I'm going to add a few pockets to this journal. I am. We're going to put some cheesecloth behind that. What do I do with my little word? Oh, where'd my word go? Oh my, I lost my word. I lost my word. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. I'm gonna pause this video. Oh, there it is. Yay. I was about to pause the video. I was about to freak out. Okay. Cause yeah, I like that B, you know. So I'm gonna leave that there. And we're gonna put that word there. Let's ink that. I'm gonna back this, honey. I'm gonna back this word with either a book page or some cheesecloth, maybe. I think I might back it with some book page. Let's see about this German book page here. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? I think it will tie it all in, you know. That's a fun way, you know, to add a little dimension and interest by putting your. I could just slap it down on there, you know, but if I back it with this book page, then it gives me some interest and some dimension. And yeah, I like that pretty near good. Let me see this here. I'm gonna do a little hand tearing. And kind of just make it eclectically looking layer right there. Well, maybe that B is not going to have to show up there. Yeah, that might. I like that too much, so I think that's just going to have to stay. All right, let me get a piece of cardstock that I can, because I'm going to tear this vintage paper if I don't. And we'll ink up our book page. I've got glue all over my hands. It's hard to move things around. Oh, I am in love, in love, in love. I might add another B on there. Because I hate that my B went away. I do. But I want that. I want that on there. Yep, I do. So let's put some of our coffee dyed gauze or cheesecloth or whatever this is. I think this is cheesecloth. It's really 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, really. And we're going to put that on there. So let's do that. And then we're going to be done. You know, I got a few little touches that I'm going to add to it to make this the giveaway, you know, journal. But by and large, guys, that's we've done it. We've done it. I really hope that this whole process has brought you some inspiration. That, you know, possibly you picked up some tips or ideas for your style. Yeah, very much so. That let me be honest with you, that was kind of the point of doing this, you know. And yeah, I hope I've hit the mark. More than anything, I hope I've hit the mark. Okay. I always start with too much cheesecloth because I can always take away, but I can't add. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but you know, it'd be kind of hard. So I'm gonna pick up my lace here a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna put some glue down here. But this is my style. It don't have to be your style. I like all styles. I just seem to gravitate to this one. You know, I just seem to over and over do the whole shabby grunge kind of thing, you know. and that's okay, because it's what makes me happy. All right, I'm going to give this cheesecloth some trims. Look at all that cheesecloth sticking to my fingers. All right. And then I get a little string going on. We're going to put down our word. Look at that. Look at that sticking on my finger. This is why I can't have nice things. I can't have nice nails. I mess them up with Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac will ruin a set of nails quicker than anything. Oh, but I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that. Okay. I'm going to put that at an angle a little bit. And I pretty much think I'm happy with this. I really do, except for my nails. I got to get this stuff off my nails. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's take a look at what we've done here. I get everything all put away here. We've used a little bit of Fabri-Tac today. A little bit. This bottle was pretty much almost full when I got started. Okay. What have we done? We have created what I consider to be a very, very gorgeous journal. We have got a pocket that a couple of tags can go in. Maybe something like that and something like that. Maybe. We've got a pocket back here that something like that could go in. Or let me pull out some more tags. Maybe something like that. That covers up my little girl a little bit, but she's peeking out a little. She's cutie. She's cutie. These have been stored where they're getting bent. Okay. But maybe something like that. Maybe we add some more of these gusseted pockets on our journal pages, or maybe we don't. Maybe it's a writing journal and we don't care. Maybe we create some flips in our journal. Maybe we add some trim to our pages, or maybe we don't. Maybe we add some corner tucks, or a pocket that we've made out of a sack, or a corner tuck. Here's that tag. I knew I didn't lose it. Possibilities are endless, guys, endless. I hope that you were inspired. I hope that you enjoyed this, and that maybe you picked up a few tips and a few ideas that you want to incorporate in your journal making. I would love to know what you thought and what you think of everything in the comments. If you are new to Stacy's Crafty Jam, then yeah, we're going to have a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And this little baby is going in it. Yep. I've got, I'm going to add a few more touches to her, but I don't have to, because she's really nice, just like she is. But we're going to give this away in our 2,000 subscriber giveaway, along with some other things. And yeah, but like I said, I would love to know what you think about this journal. Tell me in the comments what you're thinking about, if this inspired you. And yeah, give it a thumbs up if you liked this. Yeah. Thank you to Karen Gibson and to For Love of Paper. This is especially for you. Yeah, this is in your honor. And I'm grateful that you invited me to do this. Thank you. Thank you so much. What an honor, and how much fun I have had. Yeah. Thank you to Natalie and to Suzanne for the digitals that I used. These are some great designers. They have beautiful kits. I'll put the links down below for that. If you want to look at TwoSisterJam shop and check out what we have to offer, my sister and I, the laces and the ephemera and such, that link will be down below. But most of all, go and create, do what makes you happy and what, what you find beautiful, and yeah, and am looking so forward to seeing what all you guys come up with this kind of a project. Yeah. um there was one other thing I was going to say, and it just left my brain. It left it. It wanted adios. But I'm going to post pictures of this, uh, and along with the video links in the For Love of Paper. And yeah, oh yeah, I do remember. I'm going to give For Love of Paper a very special code for 25% off. Normally we give 20% to my YouTube subscribers, but for this video, we are doing 25%. That's a quarter% off of everything in the Two Sister Jam shop. So we're very grateful for you. I'm very grateful to Karen, and y'all go and have a blessed day. I'm definitely going to, because I just created something beautiful and something that made me smile. Guys, I will see you guys in the next video with something fun. Bye.